أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم من عمل صالحا من ذكر أو أنثى وهو مؤمن فلنحيينه حياة طيبة ولنجزينهم أجرهم بأحسن ما كانوا يعملون. وقال أيضا بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. وقال حبيبنا المصطفى صلى الله عليه وسلم لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى يكون هواه تبعا لما جئت به. وقال عليه السلام إذا عظمت أمة الدنيا نزعت منها هيبة الإسلام وإذا تركت الأمر بالمعروف والنهي عن المنكر حرمت بركة الوحي وإذا تسابت أمتي سقطت من عين الله. وقال عليه السلام اللهم لا عيش إلا عيش الآخرة أو كما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم. Honorable ulama, respected elders, beloved brothers, As-Salamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How fortunate it is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has permitted us to come to His house. This is a ni'mat from Allah. Your coming in the dark will be a means of light on the day of Qiyamah. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, Bashiril masha'ina fi dhulami bit nuri tami yawm al-qiyamah. Or kama qala alayhi salam. Grant glad tidings to those who walk in the darkness of the night. Glad tidings for what? That on the day of Qiyamah they will have complete nur. Whatever amal we do, that amal grants us nur. Any amal. But we have to ask for that nur. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, when he stood up at night for tahajjud, what dua he made? Allahumma ij'al fi qalbi nuran, wa fi sam'i nuran, wa fi basari nuran. He is munawwar. He is asking for nur. A lesson for me and you that we need that nur. Because the barakat of this nur, we will be able to cross the sirat. The munafiqeen, when they will see us, they will see the mu'minin, what they will say, naqtabis min nurikum. Give us some of your nur. Every amal we make, whether we're making tilawat of Quran, make dua first. Oh Allah, grant me the nur of this amal. Because every letter comes from Allah. Every nuqta, every harf, every word comes from Allah. What comes from Allah is nur. That is why in hadith what it says, one who recites Quran, read Quran, because the Quran is what for you in this world? فَإِنَّهُ نُورٌ لَكَ فِي الدُّنْيا وَذُخْرٌ لَكَ فِي الْآخِرَةِ. In this world be nur, and a means of provision in akhirat. When you make your salat also, every salat of ours has a special nur. When we stand up for Fajr, oh Allah, grant me the nur of this salat. When you make your Dhuhr salat, Asr, every salat has a different nur. When you make the dhikr of Allah, that amal has a different nur. When you're making khidmat at home, when our sisters are making khidmat at home, only to please Allah. Making khidmat at home, serving the family, only to please Allah, that amal has a special nur. When they're making the khidmat at home, the remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, cooking the food, cleaning the house, making the dhikr of Allah, that amal has a special nur. And when they feed the family, what goes into their bellies will go nur. We are working, what we say, 8 to late, but work to please Allah. Because it's the command of وَابْتَغُوا مِنْ فَضْلِ اللَّهِ. Go out there to seek what? The fadl of Allah. Allah has given us. But we're not just working to slog. We are working because it's the order of Allah. If we do it this way, that 8 to late will become nur. Because we are fulfilling the command of Allah. And then when we feed our family, that what we're feeding them will become sadaqah. It won't be just routine. Our life is not routine. As Muslims, we are not robots. Every amal we do it with a purpose. We are doing it because it is a command of Allah. And I'm doing it because, and how am I doing it? Shown to me by my beloved Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That is why we are called Muslims. Otherwise, there's no difference between us and others. So just imagine you come here at night and you're getting the glad tidings of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that you came by car or you walked in the dark, and this very same darkness you came in, this amal will be a means of your nur on the day of Qiyamah. You made wudu. You see, beloved, because they made effort on that salat. Now, what was the first effort they made? We make this dua every day. Oh Allah, keep us with Iman, take us with Iman, and resurrect us with Iman. But what is Iman? What is Iman? One, Allah subhanahu mentions in Surah Al-Hujurat, قالت الأعراب آمنا قل لم تؤمنوا ولكن قولوا أسلمنا ولما يدخل الإيمان في قلوبكم. Some Bedouins, they said, we have become Amanna, we have become Muslim, Iman. Immediately a message was sent to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam via Jibreel. Tell them, no, lam tu'min, walakin qulu aslam. You have just become Muslims. Iman has to reach the hearts. Iman has to reach the most recessive part of, when that Iman, when La ilaha illallah, when it comes from the tongue and goes into the heart, then see what happens, beloved brothers. What ecstasy, what taste you will feel in your salat. When you say Allahu Akbar, that reality of Iman will take you somewhere else. Iman, we cannot understand Iman through books. How did Sahaba learn Iman? In the Maidan of Iman, they went out speaking about Iman. What did they say? تعلمنا الإيمان. Sahaba said, we learned Iman. تعلمنا الإيمان. فإذا قرأنا ثم تعلمنا القرآن. فإذا قرأنا القرآن ازددنا إيماننا. They said, we learned Iman. Then we read Quran. And when they read Quran, the Iman, the level of Iman rose. That is a sign of a believer. إذا تليت عليهم آياته زادتهم إيمانا. That when you read Quran, look at our condition, beloved brothers. When we read Quran, what happens to our Iman? Does it affect our Iman? Do we go somewhere else? Or is just browsing? Iman, the Quran is the book of Iman, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala presents himself, introduces himself to humanity. You know, every Friday, mashallah, every Thursday night or Friday night, we all read Surah Kahf. But what lesson do we take out from the Surah Kahf? Besides we say, you know, we have to read Surah Kahf to be saved from fitna. Very well, we should read it. If not once, 2-3 times a week, we should read it. Because the fitnas are so much. But what lesson, what Iman Allah teaches us? Those 6, 7, 8 youngsters, that ran away from their town to preserve their Iman. Where did they hide? In the cave. That is why it is called the surah of the Ashabul Kahf, the people of the cave, the youngsters of the cave. Now they're hiding in the cave. For how many years they went to sleep? Who put them to sleep? Allah. They didn't go to sleep on their own. Allah put them to sleep. For how many years? 309 years. 309 years they went to sleep. Allah teaching us. They are asleep. Those that went in at the age of 19, 21, 22, whatever it was, they went to sleep for 309 years. Outside, 309 years carried on. Kings came and went. Kings came and went. Currencies came and went and changed. Allah teaches us, when these young boys came out, those that entered as 18 came out as 18. Those that went in at 19 came out at 19. Those that went in at 22 came out at 22. But outside, what was happening? Allah teaches us, time is in my hands. Inside I control the time, outside I control the time. Look at the dog on the doorstep of the cave. What happened to that dog? 309 years. Allah teaches us Iman and Yaqeen, that everything is in my power. This is La ilaha illallah. Now, beloved brothers, for us to understand and realize and appreciate Iman, we cannot understand, we cannot appreciate Iman in our comfort zones. It's impossible. You have to leave something valuable. You have to leave something precious. You have to leave something beloved to value what you've got. Ask the value of eyes from those who can't see. Ask the value of hearing from those who can't hear. A man can walk, he's got legs, he can't bend his knees. Ask him, how can he walk? A man has got hands, he can't bend his elbows, he can't eat. You will only understand the value of Iman when we leave our comfort zone. I'm just going to, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لَإِن شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ. If you make shukr, if you are grateful, لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ. Allah says, I will increase for you. I will verily increase for you. Beloved brothers, in 1994-95, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave me the tawfiq to visit South America. Now, prior to that, I was living in South Africa. We used to hear report backs of Jamaats. They travel to South America, conditions are bad, Muslims are far away from Deen, etc. But it never really touched our hearts. You know, we heard Karguzar, report backs. 1994-95, personally, with a group of brothers, we went to Argentina, and before we boarded the plane, our Amir Sahib told us, rahmatullah alayhi, he told us, you're going to Argentina, just visit Chile. So we spent a month and a half in Argentina. Beloved brothers, 2 weeks, just over 2 weeks, we were sitting in the masjid and we're looking for Muslims. No Muslims. Presently, 2 million Muslims in Argentina, not to be found. One day we're sitting outside, a boy walks past the masjid and he says, As-Salaam alaikum. I thought I was dreaming, you know. So I went behind him and said, young boy, what did you say? So he got a bit frightened. So I asked him, what did you say? I said, Salaam alaikum. He said, Wa alaikum as-salam. I said, Subhanallah. I said, you Muslim? He hesitated. I said, I'm a Muslim. I said, what is your name? He said, Yusuf. He could speak broken English. He said, his name is Yusuf. So I took him in a masjid, like, you know, Jamaat brothers, biscuits and chocolates, and it was Eid for us. Feeding him. So I asked him, your name is Yusuf? He says, yes. Are you Muslim? I said, yes, I'm Muslim. Allahu Akbar. I asked him, your father? He said, my father was Muslim, today is Christian. Your mother, my mother was Christian, she's Muslim. Local Argentinian. Father was Arab. He said, I follow my mother, my sister follows the father. So I asked him, Yusuf, where are you going to now? He said, I'm going to the church. I said, but you're a Muslim. Why are you going to the church? I'm going to learn Arabic. But why the church? He said, the padre, the priest, teaches us Arabic. This hit my heart. I says, look, who's teaching who Lughatul Quran? The language of Quran, the language of Jannat. Allahu Akbar. In this way, the boy he went to study. After spending time in Argentina, we came to Chile. It was just, we had to cross the Andes mountains. It was just before Ramadan, 2 days before Ramadan. Now, beloved brothers, in South America, why I'm mentioning to you this here is for us to understand, value, appreciate what Allah has given us here. We know Bilad al-Sham, Palestine, Jordan, Syria, Lebanon. That is what once upon that was Sham, the hub, the markaz of Anbiya alayhi salatu wassalam. After Anbiya alayhi salatu wassalam, the Sahaba radiyallahu anhum ajma'in, they made hijrah, they left Hijaz and Muqaddas, they came to Sham. Many have traveled that places. In Jordan alone, 30,000 qabr of Sahaba. The mufti of this ummah, Mu'adh ibn Jabal radiyallahu anhu, buried in Sham, in Jordan. Next to him his son, Abdurrahman bin Mu'adh radiyallahu anhu. Aminu hadhi al-ummah, the confidant, the guarantor of this ummah, Abdullah bin Rawaha, where? In Jordan. 30,000 qabr of Sahaba there. If you go furthermore, you go to Syria, the first muazzin of this ummah, Bilal radiyallahu anhu, buried in Syria. Next to him, second in charge, that blind Sahabi, left Hijaz al-Muqaddas, he's buried where? Next to Bilal radiallahu anhu. In this way, my brothers, about 50,000 Sahaba buried only in Sham. Many died in that epidemic of Amwas, about 20,000. Their progeny left those Mubarak lands and came to settle in South America. Whatever reason it was, they came to settle in South America. Now when I say South America, I'm including Central America. You got Mexico right on the top, just after United States. You got Mexico. Then you come to Central America. You got Nicaragua, Belize, Honduras, Costa Rica, Guatemala, all these countries. You have Panama one side. You come down to South America, you got Venezuela, you got Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, Uruguay, Paraguay, Argentina, Chile. Plus minus 23 countries. All speak Spanish besides Brazil. Inhabited by whom? Our beloved brothers and sisters from Bilad al-Sham, in millions. The first Muslims hit shore in Chile, 1895. What year? 1895. Prior to that, 500 years prior to that, our brothers and sisters that came, once Spain fell, our Muslims came in disguise from Spain. Those that were caught as Muslims were slaughtered. So we're not going so far. I'm talking about recent now. 1895, our Muslims, the brothers, our sisters came from Syria, Palestine. Beloved brothers, wherever our ancestors went to, whether they went to Fiji, they went to Australia, they went to America, where they went to South Africa, they came to the UK, wherever they went, what did they establish first? Masjid, Maktab. If it was not for that, where would we be today? Unfortunately, whatever reason it was, our brothers and sisters, beloved brothers, when they came to this part of the world, that effort for deen was absent in their lives. That concern and worry. The first masjid was built in 1988. When they arrived in Chile, 1895. And the masjid was built in how many years? Almost 1 century. So can you imagine a community growing up, no adhan, no masjid, no madrasa, no maktab, no darul ulum, no maulana, no apa, no qadisa, nothing. No halal. When we got there, so they said, we busy cleaning the masjid, because the masjid from 88 was open from 88 till 98 only on Jum'ah. Some places, beloved brothers, people were so busy on a Friday, they said, we got no time to perform Salat on Friday, so they made announcement, we will perform our Salatul Jum'ah on Sunday. Yes, I'm talking reality. And then when Sunday came, today is family day, we can't come for Jum'ah. Jum'ah disappeared from their lives. So when they told us 2 days time is Ramadan, we're busy cleaning the masjid, we're expecting one Qari Sahib coming from Egypt, he's going to make Taraweeh for us. I said, Alhamdulillah, at least some environment will get here. Qari Sahib came, Maghrib to Isha, he sat on the mimbar, Sabah Qirat, Taraweeh time came, وَلَا الضَّالِّينَ وَالتِّينِ وَزَيْتُونَ Allahu Akbar, وَلَا الضَّالِّينَ وَتُورِ سِينٍ Allahu Akbar, وَهَذَا الْبَلَدِ الْأَمِينَ Allahu Akbar. One surah, 8 ayats, 8 rakats, that was Taraweeh. For more than 100 years, from Mexico right down, besides Panama, right down, no Khatmul Quran in the month of Ramadan, Taraweeh, beloved brothers. With Maulana, how many Taraweeh you got in Leicester? How many Hufaz you've got? When one Hafiz Sahib reads, it takes slow 1 minute, he's reading very slow, man. Very slow. When that Hafiz Sahib is not there tomorrow, they will value one Hafiz Sahib. When I went to this part of the world, then we understood and realized what our ulama did for us. Just to maintain our identity, not as Gujaratis, not as Baruchis or Surtis, to maintain our identities as Muslims. What our ulama at Deoband, what suffering they went through. That's maktab. Maktab is not something small. The barakat of maktab we saw it in our continent, in South America. Maktab, our Maulana Ibrahim Sahib told us, teach them, so then they must take deen home. Our children went home. I'm talking about young children, 7, 8, 9, went home teaching their parents and grandparents what? How to make istinja. No one taught them how to make istinja. I went to one masjid. Old man gave azan. After giving azan, he walked bare feet into the toilet. From the toilet, he still kept putting his zip on. He's walking onto the musalla giving iqamat. And Haji Sahib, wuzu? I gave wuzu before azan. What you mean? And wuzu again? So no, he didn't know that he had to make wuzu again. But to ask any of our maktab children, they'll give you basic masail, they'll teach you. Our children went home and started teaching their parents, grandparents, how to say La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasul. Teaching them du'as. The point I'm trying to put through here, beloved brothers, is value what you've got. Don't be complacent. You may have deen, but if it's not accompanied by the effort of deen, look at the side, beloved brothers. Allahu Akbar. Can you imagine? We used to go for 3 days. When the second masjid got built, we in Santiago. The second masjid got built right in the north, 2,000 kilometers away. We used to go for 3 days, come back after 1 week. You can go 3 days. How many masjids you got here? Subhanallah. Can you imagine our brothers and sisters never knew what was, they never ate halal. Going to supermarket, buying haram, coming home, reading Bismillah and eating. What facilities you've got of halal, subhanAllah. See, every amal I mentioned to you in the beginning, every amal of ours it had some effect, it has nur. In 2014, a Jamaat came, so they want to take him to explore. So they said, take us to such areas where Jamaats have never been before. So we flew from Santiago, 6 hours flight into the Pacific Ocean, an island called Easter Island. After that, 6 hours flight, we're in Australia, right in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Got to that island, settled in the hotel. Amir Sahib said, let's go and make some gush. Making gush, it was Zuhur time, he said, we'll make salat on the beach. Made wuzu, everything, gave adhan. After salat, Amir Sahib said, let's do some amal of talim. So we're all sitting in a circle, making talim. While we're making talim, a person came with his bakkie, his van, made a big noise there, stayed for 2 minutes and he went away. So I wondered what was happening. After a few minutes he comes back again. This time he comes with his wife and 2 children. He comes to us, he says, you speak English, Spanish? So he asked me, what are you? So I said, what do you mean, what I am? First time he's seeing men with big beards, turban, kurta. So he comes closer, he's holding me. Maybe I'm alien, you know. So he's asked me, what are you? I said, no, what? I'm like you. He said, no. What were you doing? You were sitting and reading something. What were you doing? So I had explained to him what we were doing. He says, when I came here first time, there was a light from the sky, a column of light that was shining from the sky to your group. What were you reading? Who are you people? So I explained to him. So his wife comes to me, she says, can I invite you home? I would like to talk to you people. I said, okay, we'll come. So we took time, we went after Isha. They had some fruit, whatever it was. So she said, we invited you. Why? Because 3 days before your arrival, a group of missionaries came. They came to change our religion. My mother is insisting we must become like them. So I told my mother, all our life we believe in one God. He's been looking after us, sustaining us, looking after everything. Why must we change our religion? So she says, one night I went out, before you came, I went out and I cried. I said, oh Lord, you're the one that is there all alone. If you are alone, send me someone to teach me that you are alone. You are one and alone. And what you are explaining to me about your deen, we want to become like you. The whole family became Muslim. The barakat of Ta'lim. We don't know what we've got. What amal Allah has given us, this amal of dawat, it's like a magnet. When I just finished my first year in Chile, so I went to India. So elders told me, Ghabrana nahi, because after that time there was only one house around the masjid. One Muslim home. So one of the elders told me, Ghabrana nahi. What we are telling you to do, just carry on, do that 5 amal. Aqwam alam ki hidayat uske andar chupi hui hai. Carry on. He says, around the masjid, all those non-Muslims, either they will become Muslims or Allah will take them away and bring people in their place. And we saw it with our own eyes that many that were living there became Muslims. Many went away. Allah brought Muslims from other countries to come and stay there. Muslims. One afternoon, 2003, I was having lunch. The masjid bell rings. Can I help you? Yes, I came to become a Muslim. Okay, give me a few minutes, I'm coming now. I had lunch, I went down. There's a sister there. Can I help you? Yes, I came to accept Islam. From where are you? I'm from Colombia. Where's Chile? Colombia is 6-hour flight. 6-hour flight. So I thought I misunderstood her. Colombia? She says, yes. So I said, why don't you go to your neighboring country on your own? She said, 2 nights ago I saw in my dream this masjid, I was told to come to this masjid to become a Muslim. 5 amal of hidayat. Just visiting people, talim, gush, 3 days, da'wat, talim, dhikr, ibadat, khidmat. They are not ordinary amal. These are amal of hidayat. Any Muslim has these 4 amal in his life, Allah will grant him hidayat, make him a means of hidayat. Any household has it, any masjid has it, any town, city has it. Watch what happens. We seen with our own eyes. Beloved brothers, Karguzari can carry on and carry on and carry on. What I'm trying to say is, our Muslim brothers, they came with deen. But when the effort of deen was absent from their lives, beloved brothers, generations got washed away. But when we started the effort again, Allahu Akbar. One brother tells me, I want to make my boys Hafizul Quran. I say, okay, no problem. Let us start with Nazra, Alif, Bata. He said, no, please. I want to make them Hafiz. I said, okay, we'll start. But he was so adamant. The one youngster, the eldest son, took the tape recorder, started memorizing. As he's memorizing, his other brother listening to him memorize. The elder brother became 5 paras Hafiz, the small brother became 3 paras Hafiz. Smaller brother. Today both are Hafiz, Alim, Qari, spending 1 year in the path of Allah. Barakat of Dawat. That when the Ummah comes into movement, this is life. We'll see greenery. Everyone will want to accept. Everyone will want to come do what we are doing. People want to cling on to us. But when the Ummah is stagnant, Allahu Akbar. When the Ummah was once in movement, when the akhlaq of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam was portrayed to the world, without saying words, they just said, Ya ayyuhan nas, kunu mislana. Oh, people become like us. Countries became like them. And today when the Ummah is stagnant, everyone is run away from the Ummah. Beloved brothers, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لَإِن شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ. What is shukr? Shukr is not just what you've, Allah lakh shukr. What you've got, use it to its capacity. The resources you've got. Encourage your children, your youth. You got ulama. Allahu Akbar. We went to Batley. 250 ulama in Batley Sharif alone. They can look after the whole of South America 2 times. Can you imagine from Mexico? Mexico, no ulama. Mexico City alone, about 30 million inhabitants. No alim. We just have one Panaman Maulana is in a place called Guadalajara. Can you imagine over 200 people, 200 million in Mexico, 1 or 2 alims. And you're sitting in UK, how many ulama? Minimum 500 ulama graduate every year from the UK. You can look after the whole of the Balkan states 2 times, 3 times. Beloved parents, I appeal to you. Don't keep your ulama in your shops or in their homes. Send them out. The world is waiting. I was telling Mona Sayyid, please give me 4 ulama for Chile. He says, Moli Sahib, our ulama can't leave Preston to go to Bolton, you want him to come to Chile. Come on, we're playing. The ummah is dying without iman. You got assets, you can look after the world. Let us start from maybe Balkan states. Bulgaria is crying, Macedonia is crying, Allahu Akbar. What answer are we going to give Allah? So take this seriously. One morning I met him, he said, but you speak to my mother-in-law. Bhai chalo yaar. Convince your mother-in-law yourself, man. Speak to your wife, let her convince your mother-in-law. Where there's a will, there's a way. So one brother asked me, in what language you speak? I said, Spanish. You learn Spanish? The language belongs to Allah. Zayd radiallahu anhu learned Hebrew in 17 days. Allah can't teach us any language. Today in South Africa, you go see the Bengalis, the Bangladeshis. They're speaking Zulu, Xhosa, Sotho. Why? For ends and cents. For dunya. For deen we can't learn. Allah will teach us. Allah will teach us. So beloved brothers, I can carry on and carry on. My appeal to you, beloved brothers, is take it seriously. The effort Allah has given us, Allahu Akbar. Allah has given you the resources. Send Jamaat throughout the whole world. Take it serious. Just a suggestion. Take Leicester Sharif. You can adopt one country in South America. Service that country till that one country stands upon its feet. Until you don't see that one country, Allah, where there's ulama being produced, huffaz being produced, 5-time namazis, don't sleep, don't rest. Like I was telling the brothers earlier on, I got a friend in Pakistan. In his room, he's got a big map of the world. Before they sleep every night, his 4 children, they take one continent and they say, oh Allah, give South America hidayat. And then they go sleep. One takes Australia, one takes America. And imagine your children going to sleep with the warrior of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What a great thing. But unfortunately, today our children are going to sleep with what we know. They got the smartphone in their hand and they're playing Mario and they're playing, I don't know what and what they're playing and they're going to. Never mind children, now our elders are playing Mario. And we're going to sleep. So what we expect of our future leaders tomorrow, our young boys. Take it seriously, inshallah ta'ala. And where you are living with love, muhabbat, no hardness. We have to work with love, with muhabbat. You see, we can't, today the ummah needs compassion, rahmat, shafqat. Allah Ta'ala says, فَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ لِنْتَ لَهُمْ وَلَوْ كُنْتَ فَضًّا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ لَنْ فَضُّوا مِنْ حَوْلِكَ. Look at how Allah Ta'ala tells Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Allahu Akbar, the Habib of Allah. Because of the rahmat of Allah, you are soft, lean. But if you're going to be hard in words and hard in your heart, Allahu Akbar, Muhammad, oh Nabiji, you stand alone. You'll be alone, there won't be no one with you. No one. Fa'afu anhum. We're all human. It is human to err. Sahaba made mistakes. What Allah Ta'ala tells him? Fa'afu anhum, forgive them. And at night, turn to Allah, Allah, forgive this Sahabi, forgive that Sahabi. You see, this quality of softness, Allah, such a beautiful quality. Look, any human being when he's born, is born with a tongue. Any human being with the tongue. No one is born with teeth. Anybody born with teeth? No born with teeth. But every human being is born with a tongue. And the tongue by nature is soft. And as that baby grows, what happens? Baby teeth, milk teeth, and then the originals come out. But slowly, but the tongue remains. Whether you are 5 years, 15 years, 80 years, 100 years, you put false teeth, you put dentures, but that will all come out, the real one will come out, but what will remain? The tongue will remain. It's soft. But what happens? That during that process of your life, the teeth, sometimes it falls off, or sometimes it is taken out. In our life, whether we're in tabligh or at home, if we are soft, we will remain forever together with all our teeth, with all our friends, our colleagues, our family members, our children, extended family, if we are soft. Amir Sahib also, if he's soft, you see, Amir Sahib, he must be qawi, not shadid. He must be strong, but he mustn't be hard. So at home also, if the father is rough and wild. Oh, there'll be two teams at home. He alone, and the wife and the children alone. So what happens if you are soft? The teeth, either it falls out or it is taken out, because they are hard. They are hard by nature. But the tongue remains till you leave this dunya. We must be like the tongue. Let them bite us, no problem. Fa'fu anhu. Let them treat us bad. Fa'fu anhu. No problem. But we must be soft. In Jamaat, what our satis, and at home as well. In our community as well. Love, muhabbat. Today the ummah needs love. Today the ummah needs affection. Today the ummah needs a love, what you call it, a handshake, a loving handshake. The ummah needs a big hug. The ummah is alone today, beloved brothers. And we can be the means of granting that love and to the ummah and turning them to Allah. There's only one solution. Come back to Allah and His deen. So who's ready, beloved brothers, to say, you know what, I want to learn this effort of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There's no other. Look at South America is waiting for you. Balkan state is waiting for you. Eastern Europe waiting for you. Who's ready, inshallah ta'ala, to say, whenever I am ready, make the intention to Allah, not to anyone else. Make intention to Allah. Because this life we've got, look, we've got wealth today. Tomorrow it's gone. 2010 in Chile, earthquake hit Chile, 8.9 on Richter scale. We saw billionaires become paupers overnight. Yes. Billionaires. إِذَا زُلْزِلَتِ الْأَرْضُ زِلْزَلَهَا. We saw that. Allahu Akbar. Qiyamat ka manzar, small Qiyamat we saw. जैसे मरने से पहले मरना सीखो और छोड़ने से पहले छोड़ना सीखो. Before we all have to die, but let us learn how to die. We have to leave what we've got, but let us learn how to leave it. Who's ready, inshallah ta'ala? Ji, farmaiye ji. MashaAllah. Who else, inshallah? Maulana Zakaria sahab, MashaAllah. Ji.